Picture this. Habs faithful. The NHL offseason machine is already spinning at full velocity, and the Montreal Canadiens are right at the center of the most compelling storylines circulating across the league. From the inevitable departure of a beloved veteran goaltender to blockbuster contract negotiations that could reshape the salary cap landscape for an entire generation of players, today's rumor landscape is absolutely loaded. Let's break down every critical development with the surgical precision and cinematic intensity that this moment demands. Let's start with a conversation as loudest and most immediate. The Montreal Canadiens goaltending situation. Pierre LeBrun, one of the most connected and respected insiders in the entire sport, appeared on Oilers Now with Bob Stauffer and delivered a verdict that carries the weight of organizational certainty. Montembeault is not going to play another game for the Montreal Canadiens. Read that again. Not another game. This isn't vague speculation or cautious rumor-mongering. This is a definitive declaration from one of hockey's most reliable sources, and it signals the closing of a chapter in recent Canadiens history. To understand how we arrived at this moment, we need to revisit the arc of this extraordinary season. Heading into 2025-26, Montembeault was the anticipated starter, the veteran anchor expected to provide stability as our young core continued its development. But the season revealed a harsh truth almost immediately. Through his first 13 starts, Montembeault won only 5 games and posted a deeply troubling .861 save percentage by the end of November. These are numbers that cannot be explained away by defensive breakdowns alone. Something was fundamentally off, and the coaching staff responded accordingly, handing the crease keys to Jakob Dobes. What happened next is the stuff of Canadiens lore. Dobes didn't merely hold down the fort. He elevated his game to levels that genuinely shocked even the most optimistic projections. Through the final 15 games of the regular season, he was dominant, authoritative, and ice-cold under pressure. Then he carried that dominance into the playoffs, delivering multiple season-saving performances that kept our Stanley Cup dream alive deep into June. Meanwhile, from the end of January to the conclusion of our entire playoff run, Montembeault appeared in just 3 games. 3 games. The hierarchy had been established, the decision had been made, and the organizational direction was now crystal clear. The good news for Kent Hughes is that moving Montembeault should be manageable. Despite his difficult 2025-26 campaign, his numbers across a 3-year span remain respectable and tell a more complete story than one bad season. He carries a $3.15 million cap hit, with 1 year remaining on his deal, making him an affordable, low-risk option for any team seeking goaltending depth. Teams hunting for a quality backup or legitimate tandem option will recognize the buy low opportunity this represents. The Ottawa Senators, Los Angeles Kings, and Edmonton Oilers have all been connected to Montembeault in various reports, each representing a situation where his steady, structured game could provide genuine value. Hughes won't extract a premium return, realistically a mid-round pick or a depth piece. But in a summer where every asset matters, even a modest return is a meaningful contribution to our championship pursuit. Now, let's pivot to a story that is sending tremors through every front office in the National Hockey League. The Connor Bedard contract extension negotiations in Chicago. LeBrun reported on First Up that both the Blackhawks and Bedard are working diligently toward finalizing a deal, with the expectation that an agreement could be reached as early as June. And the financial implications of this negotiation extend far beyond Chicago's peril, potentially resetting the market for an entire cohort of generational talent simultaneously. Elliot Friedman, on a recent episode of 32 Thoughts from May 22nd, painted the full picture of what is essentially a superstar contract gold rush. Bedard, Leo Carlsson, Cutter Gauthier, Adam Fantilli, and Macklin Celebrini are all approaching new contracts this offseason, and there is a fascinating waiting game developing as each player's camp monitors what the other signed for. Historically, superstar contracts coming off entry-level deals have settled in the $8 million range. But those historical precedents feel almost quaint in the context of the current salary cap trajectory and the generational caliber of the players involved. Bedett's case is the most compelling of the group. He recorded an extraordinary 44 points in just 31 games before a December injury derailed his momentum, then returned to finish with 75 points in 69 games across a shortened campaign. These are numbers that, if projected across a full 82-game season, place him firmly in the conversation among the league's absolute elite offensive talents. With Kirill Kaprizov currently leading the league in cap hit at $17 million, the expectation is that Bedard's long minus term extension lands him anywhere between $12 million and that historic mark, an extension north of $12.5 million, given the rising cap situation and Bedard's demonstrated ceiling, would be entirely rational and perhaps even conservative. Why does this matter for the Canadiens? Because the Bedard contract and the subsequent deals for Karlsson, Gauthier, Fantilli, and Celebrini will fundamentally reshape how teams value and price elite young centers across the entire league. When Kent Hughes sits down to negotiate extensions for Nick Suzuki, for Cole Caulfield, for Uri Slavkovsky, the Bedard benchmark will be the reference point every agent in the business reaches for. Understanding where this market is heading isn't just interesting hockey economics. It's essential intelligence for managing our roster construction and long-term cap strategy. Finally, let's examine a move from the Ottawa Senators that reveals volumes about their organizational philosophy heading into next season. The Senators have officially hired Maciej Swatch as their coordinator of goaltending scouting and development, a decision that carries significance far beyond a simple personnel announcement. Swatch is not a stranger to the Senators' situation. During a genuinely difficult stretch of the 2025-26 season, when Linus Ullmark was navigating serious mental health challenges that ultimately led to a leave of absence from the team, Swatch was present as a mentor and friend, helping Ullmark rediscover his motivation and love for the game. Head coach Travis Green described him at the time as simply a friend in town to provide support during hard times. The results of that informal support were remarkable. As the season wound down, Ullmark was playing some of the best hockey of his career. He carried that form into the playoffs, posting an impressive .932 save percentage despite Ottawa being swept in the first round. The Senators' decision to formalize Swatch's role is a powerful organizational statement, a public declaration of commitment to Ullmark, and an acknowledgement that the human element of goaltending performance is as important as the technical. But the hire extends beyond its implications for Ullmark specifically. Adding Swatch in a scouting and development capacity gives Ottawa a genuine asset in identifying and nurturing goaltending talent throughout their system. For a franchise that has cycled through significant instability in net since Craig Anderson's departure, building sustainable goaltending infrastructure from the ground up represents a mature, forward-thinking organizational approach. This is how championship organizations are built, not just through flashy trades and free agency signings, but through quiet, methodical investments in the people and systems that develop talent over time. So, let's throw the sharpest question of today's packed rumor landscape directly at the Habs faithful. With Montembeault's departure essentially confirmed, Dobes established as our starter, and Fowler emerging as a future, Kent Hughes now faces a critical decision about how aggressively to pursue his replacement in trade talks. Do you prioritize extracting maximum value from Montembeault, waiting patiently for the right offer even if it takes all summer, or do you move him quickly and redirect that energy and those resources toward the other significant roster moves that need to happen before training camp? What's the smarter play, patience or urgency? Drop your hottest take in the comments, and let's get this debate roaring. As we monitor every development across this explosive offseason landscape, one truth is becoming increasingly clear. The Montreal Canadiens are no longer rebuilding, no longer waiting, no longer hoping. We are here. We are contending. And every move Kent Hughes makes this summer will be measured against the ultimate standard, the Stanley Cup. Smash that like button if this Habs Nation, and subscribe for daily coverage of every rumor, every trade, and every step of our championship journey. The best is absolutely yet to come.